Hi everybody, this is Kelly Parker. I'm going to answer Chapter 43, Question 9a, which is how can I use this data to determine how gender and age influence a person's travel expenditures, and what can I conclude about the type of person to whom I should mail a travel brochure. So we have our data right over here. If you click anywhere in our data, we can go ahead and get started. And how we're going to figure this out is we are going to insert a pivot table. So like I said, just click anywhere in the data. We'll go to Insert and Pivot Table. And so our data range kind of gets populated automatically here because we clicked on it. And we do want to start a new worksheet so we can see everything a little bit better. So we'll hit OK, and we're able to make our table. So I am going to first move amount spent on travel to our values column. And before we get started, I do just want to change something here real quick. I'm going to right-click on our sum of amounts spent on travel, and I am going to summarize our values by average, because we want to figure out what groups on average spend the most on their travel. So next, I am going to take age and I'm going to make rows out of it, and I'm going to take gender and I'm going to make columns out of it. So we get a nice little breakdown here of, what age groups are spending based on their gender here. This doesn't really help us too much, so we're going to need to group. So I'm going to come back over here to our average amount spent on travel column, and I'm going to group it. So I right-clicked, went to our groups column here, and this is basically telling us that our minimum age is 25, our maximum age is 64, and we're going to group these in increments of 10. So let me hit OK here, and we get a nice little breakdown here. So this is basically telling us that people ages 25 to 34 that are female are spending about $585.48 roughly on travel. So that kind of gives us a nice little breakdown here. If you take a look at the bigger picture here, this is pretty much telling us that as age increases, women are spending more on their travel and men are spending less on their travel. So our next part of our question that we want to figure out here is, what can I conclude about the type of person that I should be sending a travel brochure to? So we want to figure out what group here is spending the most on their travel. So we can make this a little bit more visually appealing by creating a chart. So we've got our data clicked on over here. I'm going to go to Pivot Chart, and Clustered Column is already kind of highlighted for us here. So let's stick with that, and then I can move that right over here. So basically we can kind of see nice and pretty exactly what we just discussed. As age increases, women increase their spending on travel, and then as age increases, men decrease their spending on travel. So we want to send that travel brochure to people that are spending the most on travel. So we should be sending that brochure to women between the ages of 25 and 34, and then, men, this is the men's bar, men between the ages of 25 and 34, and women between the ages of 55 and 64. Thanks for watching.